An iRonick media production.
Hey y'all, I'm Bevan.
And I'm Brittany. Welcome to Be My Neighbor.
My approach is like changing the world one person at a time, because that's all that I can do right now. And then that one turns out sometimes to be 100 or 1,000. You just never know who's going to hear you.
This is The Makedown with Jamie and Teeny. Keep listening.
Life after Big Bang Theory. You're on the number one hit show. What have you been doing since?
A lot of people know I optioned the flight attendant book, and now I'm shooting that.
It's really all about her trying to get out of Thailand.
I kept saying at one point, I'm like, are people going to be sick of just seeing my eyes so big
Bulge
and scared?
out of your
I'm just
head.
scared. It's a lot of scared, a lot of running, a lot of shocked, a lot of panic attacks. So it's like a Wednesday.
Yeah.
All aboard!
This is the Magic Carpet Cast.
I was as skeptical as the next person and as much of a closet case as all of the rest of you. I would do things like tarot cards and read my astrology way behind everybody's back as I was making documentaries and doing things like that, right?
So you think a lot of creatives are closet psychics?
I know they are, because they come to me, not just creatives, cops, lawyers, doctors. These are all my clients.
Welcome to the Ophelia podcast. I'm your host, Amy Stark. I urge all of you to stay curious, encourage curiosity in others. If you're seeing people who are arguing or saying that things are one way or the other, try to encourage them to see the other person's perspective. Every behavior has a reason. I really love the fact that that's true, because it really takes the pressure off of taking things personally, and it makes you so that you don't make an assumption. When we're in a state of judgment, we're probably running off of some programs and trauma from the past. If we want to avoid speaking from our trauma and we want to live more in our truth, if we stay curious, we're probably going to be more in alignment with finding the answers, loving one another, and transforming our lives.
Hi, this is Nicole Blaine, your host of the Patient Podcast. You are what you eat, and if you don't learn that as a first-year medical student, then you're really not prepared to help people change what they do, because you could throw medicines at people all day long, but if they don't change their lifestyle, then you're really going up an upward battle.
That's really interesting, only because I have an orthodontist who has really crooked teeth. And it's the same thing where I once fell in love with an incredible doctor, and she was so overweight, and I thought that was interesting because she was an internist.
You know, there are a lot of ups and downs, but if you're in the fight with your patients, I think that helps too. But the person who has the crooked teeth and is your dentist, I don't know about that.
It's a little weird.
A little weird.
Hey everyone, it's Jeff Hammer, your DominatingEdge.com Law of Attraction coach. It's important that we take advantage of every tool available to ensure we're opening and blossoming during this time. I encourage you to take a walk in nature daily. Look at the life blooming around you, and be reminded that there is in fact a higher power that moves in, through, and as everything, including you. Step outside. Look at a bloom and take a deep breath. Tell me you don't recognize divine perfection in that single bloom.
Hey, Everyday Heroes, I'm Bert Botta. Let's jump into this and see if what we talk about here helps bring out your own everyday hero.
One of my interesting insights around United Brace Guitars, when I received 10,000 email in the first couple of weeks from people, but invariably someone would say, I wish I was a musician too, because then I would have a voice. And it struck me because they believe incorrectly that they didn't have a voice or they didn't have a story worth hearing. And I think there's way too many people who don't understand the power that they have and that we all have stories. It's a vulnerable moment to go around if you're in a room full of people and say, tell me a story about a time that you did something good for someone else, or that you witnessed somebody do it. Just having them recount a vulnerable story and have a room full of people listen to it and feel the impact, and for them to see that their story made a difference. That's what the power of stories can do.
An iRonick media production.
Visit us at iRonickmedia.com.